Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Apocryphal Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything Friday Apocryphal and podcast. And boy, do we have a show for you today. Today we are covering the sayings of Ahiqar.
Yeah,
It's technically a different book, isn't it?
Well, it could be potentially.
It could be a different book,
but it's at least part of the work we call Ahiqar. They seem to be together a lot.
Oh, and this one is fragmentary as shit.
Yes, it is.
Oh, man.
There are a lot of lines,
A lot of dots. A lot of more wisdom than who?
More wisdom than Solomon, you could say.
I mean, maybe. Is Solomon a character by this time?
It may have been easily, yeah.
Yeah, could have been.
Yeah. So what we have here is a lot of wisdom stuff, and it matches Solomon's great wisdom. So hopefully we have some good gems that we can adapt for modern life. And
I'm already seeing great gems.
Are you?
Yes.
That's good. That's good. So yeah, if
electronic gems.
I love those. Those are great.
Yeah, we know that you love those.
I have the Old Testament Pseudepigrapha Volume 2 by James H. Charlesworth with Ahiqar, a new translation and introduction. I guess we already read the introduction by J. M. Lindenberger.
And once again, these names are just they're something. These names are certainly something.
Incredible stuff.
I've
really
managed to fit the sayings portion of Ahiqar.
Okay.
I did it.
Fantastic.
It took forever.
Big claps for Chris. So if you weren't here last week, we did cover the narrative portion of Ahiqar.
Yes.
And in the narrative portion, let's just summarize it here quickly. So you have this wise man Ahiqar.
Yeah.
And
he's counselor to the king.
Yes, he is.
And then he gets old.
He does get old. He can't have a kid, so he basically adopts someone.
Yeah.
And that kid, he teaches him everything he knows, and that kid's gonna be the new counselor to the king. But then that kid backstabs him. He's like, this guy's plotting against you and your kingdom. And the king is all like, oh no, I believe that without looking into it any further.
Yes.
So his friend, who he saved at some point from exile or death by hiding him away in his house.
Yeah.
That was
a reverse role.
Yeah, that was like the I don't know if you want to call him.
Yes, Officer Nabu Samiskun.
Yes.
Nabu Samiskum. How can we forget such a classical name?
He was sent to go kill Ahiqar, but then he sees Ahiqar and he's like, you saved me. I can't kill you.
So he really asked, are you Ahiqar, the blah, 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 blah for a long time?
Is it really you?
And then he's like, I'm just going to kill this eunuch slave.
Yeah, no one's going to bother if this one's dead.
And then I think the story falls off the cliff after they kind of
when they decide that they're going to go check the body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently not.
But the story
actually comes to an abrupt end, doesn't it?
Yeah, an abrupt end because the text is just lost there.
Yeah, and according to some manuscript, there's some adventures in Egypt.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot to post a thing about finishing Ahiqar.
How dare you?
Right. That would be really cool to get submissions about endings to Ahiqar.
Yeah. Where's our goddamn fan fiction, guys? Jason, I see you.
So yeah, now we have the sayings, which sometimes in manuscripts were interspersed with the narrative, but in this one they are not.
Mm-hmm. And now we have fragmentary sayings, some of which are more fragmentary than others.
Yeah, and I was looking through it earlier, there are a lot of places where it's apparently the text is unintelligible.
Great.
So
isn't that exciting?
We would just say it's unintelligible, and then I'm sure there's a note on them.
Yeah. So why don't I hop into the sayings of Ahiqar?
Great.
Right. starting off. What is stronger than a braying ass?
I'm not even totally sure what that means.
Yeah, but what's stronger than it?
Like a horse?
Well, yeah, I know, but
It's like freaking out.
is that what braying means?
I don't know.
It's the purpose of this. Like, you ever been on one of those like mechanical bulls?
Yeah, like one of those bucks and
Yeah.
going crazy. Sure.
Well, that's fragmentary, so we don't get the answer to that. Presumably, there was a riddle involved, like a one-line riddle, but nope, we don't get the answer.
You know, this is one of those punchline setups and no punchline
Yep.
or no follow through.
We just get the question. What is stronger
What
than a
is?
braying ass?
Well, what is life other than just questions?
Why I think
sometimes there's answers.
a car. Does that work?
It's part of it.
See, you were asking about how it applies to modern life. A car is stronger. I will answer your question.
There we go. All
Okay.
right. Okay.
The son who is instructed and restrained and on whose foot the bar is placed will prosper in life.
Sorry, some guy who has a thing on his foot, like a bar. Placed
No,
on his foot?
this
Will prosper.
so is this kind of like the spare the
Wooden blocks, bars were sometimes used for immobilizing prisoners.
Okay, so if you hold a child in captivity, they will prosper?
Maybe.
Okay.
And this may be the answer to who's stronger than a braying ass, but it's unclear.
Oh, and Jason brings up an interesting. Well, I guess I don't know if I'd call it a parallel, but it's a similarity at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from Samson's riddle. Yeah.
Yeah. Spare not your son from the rod, otherwise can you save him from wickedness?
There we go. Yeah.
If I beat you, my son, you will not die, but if I leave you alone, you will not live. A blow for a serving boy, a rebuke for a slave girl, and for all your servants, discipline.
These sayings aren't so great so far.
This is pretty bad.
So far, we had a question that didn't have an answer, and then some stuff about hitting people.
Yeah, this part.
Specifically kids.
This part's also biblical. This part's in the Bible.
Yes, this is in the Bible. Beat your serving boys and your slave girls.
The specific thing about sparing the rod and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah, that specifically is in there.
This is pretty morally horrific. He who acquires a runaway slave or a thievish maid.
A thievish maid. All right.
Yeah, there's a break in the text here.
Oh, of course. I wanted to know what you would do to them.
What
are
you beat him.
According to well, yeah, probably.
just a wild guess.
Yeah. He who acquires a runaway slave or a thievish maid. ... And ruins the reputation of his father and his progeny by his own corrupt reputation.
Yeah, there's stuff missing there.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Yep. It would be useful.
It'd be nice to know what that said.
Nice to know his ideas about runaway slaves and thievish maids.
Yeah.
The scorpion finds bread and will not eat it. But if he finds something foul, he is more pleased than if he were sumptuously fed. The text of this saying is badly broken, and its meaning is quite obscure. The sense may be that the one who is foul thrives on filth, or again, that one man's meat is another's poison.
I think the first explanation would make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think bread, although not exactly desirable to scorpions, is deadly to scorpions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess I have no idea.
Grellet understands the saying as referring to the scorpions being inedible.
What? We weren't even talking about eating the scorpions.
Now we have a really incredible line here.
Oh, do we? Okay. ...
Hind ...
Amazing.
Yeah.
Could only reconstruct one word from that one.
Yeah. Except for fragments of several words, the saying is completely lost.
Great. Okay.
The lion catches the scent of the stag in his hidden den, and he and sheds its blood and eats its flesh. Just so is the meeting of men.
So I'm guessing what was there, something about attacking it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the meeting of men is also
See, for reference, Aesop's fable of the deer and the lion. A deer that was running away from the hunters came to a cave where there was a lion and went in to hide. As she was seized by the lion and was being killed, she said, "How ill-fated I am, running away from men only to throw myself into the clutches of a wild animal."
Ah, I see. Okay. So it's like no matter what you do, you're fucked?
Yeah.
All right. ...
Yeah,
people are horrible. See, they knew that people sucked.
Yeah. The lion... The ass abandons his load and will not carry it. He will be shamed by his fellow and will have to carry a burden which is not his own. He will be laden with a camel's load. The ass mounts the jenny out of lust for her, but the birds...
Well, I wish we could know. I wish we could know what would happen with those birds.
But the birds.
Right.
I know the birds.
This is also related to Aesop. See, if you don't pull your own weight, you'll end up with a heavier task. See Aesop's fable of the mule that was unwilling to help the ass carry its burden. The ass fell over a cliff and died, and the owner forced the mule to carry both the ass's load and the hide of the dead animal.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2 or 3 words are lost about the birds. The point of the saying is obscure, perhaps meaning that while the ass mates from lust, the birds mate to propagate their species.
Ah, okay. So, I mean, some of this you can take. Some of it makes sense.
Yeah. These are supposed to be Ahiqar's sayings.
Yeah, Ahiqar's
as
sayings.
a wise counselor to a king.
Yeah. And well, the thing is, because of the way the text is, like it's not being spoken to anyone specifically. So these are just the sayings of Ahiqar, like a compilation of them, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Ahiqar's greatest hits.
Yeah, basically.
Yep. There are 2 things which are good, and a third which is pleasing to Shamash, it's a sun god.
Mm-hmm.
One who drinks wine and shares it, one who masters wisdom and observes it, and one who hears a word but tells it not. Now that is precious to Shamash, but one who drinks wine and shares it not, whose wisdom fails, who has seen...
Oh, what has he seen? I need to know.
Okay, so I'm guessing it would have to do with who has seen something and then shared it, because like they're doing like an antithesis kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
they're not precious to Shamash.
Yeah, they're not.
So the Mesopotamian Shamash literature also contains such lists of various kinds of behavior which are pleasing and displeasing to Shamash. The type of numerical parallelism found in this saying is frequently found in biblical and ancient Near Eastern literature.
I mean, we still do that stuff. Not a big deal.
2 were the things, and a third. Yeah. From heaven the peoples are favored. Wisdom is of the gods. Indeed, she is precious to the gods. Her wisdom is eternal. She has been established by Shamain. Yea, the Holy Lord has exalted her. Probably Baal Shamain, the Lord of Heaven, one of the high gods of the Arameans.
Good to know.
The saying is evidently a hymn in praise of wisdom. Just in case you wanted to know.
We've seen plenty of hymns to wisdom.
Yeah. My son, do not curse the day until you have seen the night.
Oh.
The
That
day
bad.
could still suck.
Worst day of your life so far.
Yeah, so far.
Wait till the night.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. how many sayings are there here?
It's not like super long because of all the textual breaks.
I'll hand it off to you after I get to this point.
Okay.
My son, do not utter everything which comes into your mind, for there are eyes and ears everywhere. But keep watch over your mouth, lest it bring you to grief.
They're talking about Big Brother.
Yeah, warnings against hasty speech are often found in the wisdom literature. See, for reference, the Egyptian instructions of Anshashanki.
Okay.
Anshashanki. Yep. Which states, do not speak hastily, lest you give offense. Do not say the first thing that comes into your head. So,
Yeah,
fairly
think about
close.
things before you say them.
Applesauce.
Something Chris is incapable of doing.
Right, yeah, he's
No, that's too many
Thinking
thoughts.
is just beyond.
I was just having fun with the concept, you guys.
Yeah. Oh, this is not anything to do with not directly anything to do with the Christian God. This may have formed a literary basis for biblical texts, but it's not like directly like in the mind of the author here. They're not thinking of the Christian God.
No, they're not. Above all else, guard your mouth, and as for what you have heard, be discreet, for a word is a bird, and he who releases it is a fool.
Wow.
What a saying.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh. The
Okay.
bird is the
Okay.
word.
So,
A word is a bird. That's got to be my favorite one so far. Holy shit.
we now have ancient evidence that the bird is in fact the word.
Yes, the image of the word as a bird occurs also in Proverbs 60.
Now you know.
Proverb 26:2 and Ecclesiastes 10:20. Also Syriac Ahiqar. Yeah. There's a number of different things where also winged words are a Homeric cliche.
Okay.
There's a Slavonic saying. A similar metaphor appears there, maybe remotely descended from the Aramaic saying. But the point is,
The bird is the word.
the bird is the word. Ancient knowledge. Wisdom, really. Choose the sayings you shall utter, then speak them to your brother
I've
to
been
help
thinking,
him.
I've been thinking of a new shirt, right? Because we got to get a new shirt to Landon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now maybe
A word is a bird, and he who releases it is a fool.
well, something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
We could have a bee holding a bird. I don't know. That's a word with words on it. It could be the
Okay,
words.
you know what?
You know,
All
I'm
right,
just
you're right.
thinking
This
too
idea
hard.
is bad.
Yeah. Well, bird starts with B.
Wow. Yes, it does.
Yep. Choose the sayings you shall utter and speak them to your brother to help him. For the treachery of the mouth is more dangerous than the treachery of battle. Quench not the word of a king. Let it be a balm for your heart. A king's word is gentle, but keener and more cutting than a double-edged dagger. Here it is a difficult thing before you. Do not stand opposed to the king. His anger is swifter than lightning. Look out for yourself. Let him not kindle it against your words, lest you depart before your time. When a royal command is given you, it is a burning fire. Execute it at once, lest it flare up against you and singe your hands. But rather let the king's command be your heart's delight.
So, see, this would be weird with the preceding story because Nabusamiskun, right?
Mm-hmm.
He strictly is not obeying the king's word.
Right. Ahiqar would have died if Nabusamiskin followed
His
advice.
teachings, yeah.
Yeah. In fact, Ahiqar also didn't follow these teachings because he refused to follow a king's orders to kill Nabusimiskun earlier, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So different authors, different books, probably. How can logs strive with fire, meat with a knife, or a man with a king? I have tasted even the bitter medlar, and have eaten endives, but there is nothing more bitter than poverty. The bitter fruit of the medlar tree is similar to a small apple, although it's brown and edible only when it begins to decay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, just like blue cheese.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, endives aren't really bitter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't say
See,
so. Maybe a different part of the endive.
Fragmentary last letter seems to be an olive. The precise identification of the word for endives is uncertain.
Okay.
The usual meaning of the Jewish Aramaic similar word is lettuce. Context here demands something bitter. Note that in the Talmud, the root is considered suitable for use as the bitter herbs in the Passover ritual.
Is it really? Okay.
The root of the term.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Endives is based on the Aramaic parallel. So, yeah, the closest parallel in the later
Yeah, some
Ahiqar traditions is Aramaic.
Some desert
Son,
cabbage.
I have eaten endives and have drunk gall, and it was not more bitter than poverty. Yeah. So
Okay.
now I'm gonna hand it off to you for these next sayings.
Great. Hey, if you guys are enjoying the stream so far, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't, all that YouTube stuff that YouTubers normally want viewers to do.
Moving to you.
What?
What?
Okay, so let's continue here. The king's tongue is gentle,
What do you know? Did you get licked or something?
but it breaks a dragon's ribs.
Whoa.
Whoa.
It is like death, which is invisible.
Okay.
Okay,
So the idea is that it's more powerful than it appears, because the word of the king, it appears like just words from a human being, but actually,
They're the most powerful words in the kingdom, I guess.
yeah.
And then the thing about death being invisible, I'm guessing they're talking about the fact that like if they have like an actual death entity, it would be invisible and it brings death.
Right. Or disease.
Yeah, they would see the effects of death instead of death itself.
Yes.
That's just
We all know that death isn't invisible because he's a skeleton wearing a black robe.
Yeah,
and
which
has a big scythe.
we've seen like so many times.
Yeah.
Like how can we possibly be mistaken about that? Exult not over a multitude of sons, nor be sad over a meager number of them. You know what? Yeah, I agree with that. A king is like...
Oh, of course, Ahiqar would say that.
Right, of course, Ahiqar would say that. Copium.
Yep.
It's the biggest copium. All right. A king is like the merciful. Even his voice is haughty. Who is there who could withstand him? But one with him, but one with whom El is.
L.
Yeah,
Specifically.
That's
Yep.
a god.
Chief God El. So this thing on the merciful. I gotta find this because there's a lot of notes.
Maybe merciful language was often paired up with mentions of L.
Oh, it is an epithet for El apparently.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
They do the same thing in Islam. They call Allah merciful.
Ah, gotcha. Makes perfect sense. A king is as splendid to see as Shamash, and his majesty is glorious. Sorry, it's glorious to them that tread the earth in peace.
Mhm.
A good container keeps a thing within it, but a broken one lets it out. Yes.
True.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these are like, don't tell secrets.
Yeah. It's seems very obvious. Oh, actually,
At
hold
least
on.
it's not as this wisdom is reasonable, not insane.
It's not telling you to beat
Beat
your
children.
slave
No,
girls.
that
There
was
you go,
before.
yeah.
No, they got past that one. So this thing about a good container keeps things in it. Like obviously, yes. Otherwise, you wouldn't use it. That kind of reminds me of the God, I forget which philosopher it was. A bowl is more useful when it's empty.
Was that Epictetus?
I don't know.
It sounds like a Stoic.
Okay, I don't know, but it reminds me of something like that, something that's like obvious, but I guess people just don't say a lot, mostly because it's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, use a good container keeps things in it. Yeah.
True.
The lion approached to greet the ass. Peace be unto you. The ass replied to the lion, and there's a textual break here.
Of course.
Because of course there is. Hold up. So this is the first of several animal fables, and probably, first of several animal fables. Its conclusion must have appeared at the top of a lost column. One of the reproaches in the Syriac appears to be related. Quote, "My son, thou hast been to me as the lion that came upon the ass in the morning of the day and said to him, welcome, my lord Kurios." That's,
Oh yeah, it
that's
might
the
have
word
been
for lord.
Lao-Tzu.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. It does sound Stoic, right? They have a lot of stuff that's similar to that. But also like the Taoist traditions and even the Zen traditions, they have like the empty your cup thing.
If I'll take your word for it, yeah.
Yeah.
So welcome, my lord Kurios, which is the Greek word for lord. But the ass said to him, may the same welcome that thou gavest me be the portion of him that tied me up last night and did not make my halter fast, so that I had not seen thy face. In the shorter Aramaic, parallels the animals are a wolf and an ass. So yeah, apparently there's just a part here that's
Gone.
missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they return to these like lion and ass parallels a lot in these sayings. I'm guessing these were important animals in the region.
Well, I mean, yeah, like
Obviously, you need the
ass to travel.
And lions are spooky, right?
Lions are spooky?
I wonder.
well, they're big and threatening.
Was there?
Yeah,
They could kick your ass.
Now, we've accepted
I
that
wouldn't
this is
fight a lion.
this is not a
Run
Jewish
or die.
text,
Right, not a Jewish text.
right? And so the parallel of the line of David having the lion symbolism is not present here. But was the lion used as a royal symbol among other ancient Near East?
I mean, probably. I would think so. They had
Like there's the
those huge statues, but they were mostly like combinations
Mhm.
of a lot of animals.
Yeah.
I forget what the exact word for that is, but there is a word for like. Is it a chimera? No, it's not a chimera, is it?
Could be. It depends on what you're talking about.
Chimeras are a lot of things.
It's fair enough, I guess. But it's
Like
like
a mix
the
of things,
one that's
really.
like the mix and match of animals. I could swear there was a word for it, but whatever.
Like with the scorpion tail and the eagle's wings.
Yeah,
and
stuff like
the
that.
Lion's
Yeah.
head. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a word for something like that. But that's usually what you end up seeing. So, All right, let's continue on here though. I have, and this is not what the ass or the lion is saying. This is just more wisdom
Ahiqar
stuff.
saying,
Yeah, because that part's missing.
I'm gonna grab
Maybe
some
a
more
manticore
coffee.
you're thinking of, like with different.
Yeah,
Yeah, what is
manticore.
manticore?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's what I think you're thinking of.
All right, it might be that. I knew that there was like an actual word for it. So
Yeah.
I've carried sand and hauled salt, but there is nothing more burdensome than debt. You know what? I agree with that. I have carried straw and lifted bran, but there is nothing taken more lightly than a foreigner. So stuff that's easy to lift, but I'm guessing this is like, be hospitable, is my guess there.
Nah.
Yeah, I guess a sojourner, alien. Yeah, obviously. Foreigner would make sense there. One of the strangers, right? A sword stirs up quiet waters between good neighbors. It's just on its own. If a young man...
I'm just imagining two guys, they border a lake, they're neighbors, and one guy pulls out a sword and like starts stirring in the water. He's like, yeah, I'm stirring up that water. Look at the sword.
And the meaning is obvious.
I know. But I like my idea better.
Yours is definitely more literal. If a young man utter great words, they will soar above him when his utterance exalts the gods. Oh, this is that whole bird is the word thing.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's heard that the bird is the word.
Well, now they have.
Now we have very solid proof
Yeah.
right here.
Everybody out there knows that the bird is the word.
And they've known it for a very long time.
Yes.
Uh,
That's why Twitter.
yeah, that's why Twitter. It's all connected. The truth is out there.
Oh my god.
If he
Did aliens build Chichen Itza? The truth is out there.
Oh, we know.
if he is beloved of the gods, they will give him something worthwhile to say. I like that one. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
The stars in the sky are so numerous that no one knows their names.
We name them.
We name a lot of them.
We do name them.
They don't have names
That-
until we name them.
Should have asked their parents about that one. Just so.
Their parents.
Yep, their parents.
Okay.
Just
The
so.
great caca.
There you go. You got it. Just so no one knows man. Like there are so many people that well, no one knows. No single person knows every person.
Right.
That's true.
Except for Mark Zuckerberg.
Right. Except for him.
He knows them all.
He knows a hell of a lot of them.
Yep.
There is no lion in the sea. Therefore, the sea snake is called Labu. Okay, so let's talk about that
Yeah.
because saying that there's no lion in the sea.
What does it say there about that?
Yeah, let's see. That is, I'm checking the lines here because it gives you the lines in
Labu.
Yeah, it gives you the lines in the section and the lines overall. Okay, so with the sea snake, it's a difficult word apparently, not found elsewhere in Aramaic. It's probably to be identified with the Akkadian kapu, so like an eel. But the Akkadian word labu means lion, but is also the name of a mythological sea monster. Evidently a serpent-like creature named for the legendary monster, perhaps the vicious moray eel, has been popularly identified with the homonymous word lion. Thus, the saying is a rather erudite bilingual play on words.
I believe it.
Yeah, if so, this is the only saying in the collection whose background is clearly Mesopotamian. Well, that is interesting. Oh my God. This is great.
Oh, what are you about to read?
Once upon a time.
Dot, dot, dot.
No, just once upon a time.
Oh.
A leopard came upon a she-goat who was cold. The leopard said to the goat, "Won't you let me cover you with my pelt?" The goat replied to the leopard, "Why should I do that, my lord? Don't take my own hide away from me, for as they say, a leopard does not greet a gazelle except to suck its blood."
Who says that?
It's a common phrase.
This is a very common vernacular, Ruben.
I guess.
Uh,
My great-great-grandpappy always told me a leopard does not meet a gazelle except to suck its blood.
Yep. I'm going to say that to all of my kids and all my grandkids.
And all your grandkids.
Yep. I'm going to write it down on a little towel, and the little towel is going to be handed down.
Embroider it. Oh, no.
It's going to be a family heirloom. That's the whole thing, by the way. That's the
story.
That's the story.
Okay.
What a story.
Is there anything more on this? Hold up. There is something more on this. This is the best preserved of the fables in the text. And one of the longest of all the sayings.
Wow.
Wow. These are, okay. Its point is that a generous gesture may mask malicious intentions. Yeah, sure, we get that. That's fair. That is true. That is true. Once upon a time, a bear came to the lambs and said, "Let me take just one of you, and I will be content."
Sure.
Like, listen, just can I just eat one of you? I'll be fine. I'll be satiated.
It's like a mimic encounter, Ruben.
It's all good.
Yeah, right. The lambs replied to him, "Take whichever of us you will. We are only sheep, but you are a bear." This is so stupidly obvious. I love it so far.
It's like taking candy from a baby.
Yeah. For it is not in men's own power to lift their feet or set them down apart from the gods.
Okay.
What?
Huh?
That seemed very out of context.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a variant reading, apparently. For it is not in your power to lift your foot or set it down. That's not very helpful.
No.
I'm guessing this has nothing to
know
do
what?
with the rest
I'm
of
just gonna
it.
do this for a sec. Yeah, I just lifted my foot and set it down. It seemed in my power, but whatever.
Difficult, very difficult.
Look, it's not in your power except for the gods.
So I'm looking at the notes here.
I mean, obviously, it's like fatalism.
Yeah.
Gods make everything happen.
Yeah, I get
right?
that. I think it's just supposed to be disconnected from the bear thing.
Yeah, it's totally separate.
Yeah. If good comes forth from men's mouths, it is a fine thing. But if evil comes forth from their mouths, then the gods will bring evil upon them. That's just demonstrably untrue. If the eyes of the gods are on men, a man who chops wood in the dark when he cannot see is like a thief who breaks into a house and is caught. I mean, I guess if you're considering the trees as like God's property, and if you do it in the dark, I guess it means you're stealing from him. But why does in the dark matter?
Let me see that.
Opportune time.
Yeah, right there. Like, I don't.
That's why night's dangerous. You forgot?
Night. The night is scary.
Right, this is why.
The saying is obscure. Maybe the line has been lost.
That would not be surprising.
It's possible to understand the saying as it stands to mean that the gods look on a foolhardy act as being as serious as a criminal one. Alternatively, if cutting wood in the dark refers to poaching lumber, the meaning would be that the surreptitious evildoer will be punished as surely as the thief caught in the act.
Okay. I think that one does actually make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I can keep going.
Yeah, why don't you switch off to me after like a page or
Sure. Do not draw your bow and shoot your arrow at the righteous man, lest the gods come to his aid and turn it back against you. Hear, O my son, harvest any harvest and do any job. Then you may eat your fill and provide for your children. Work hard, get paid.
just as long as that work isn't cutting wood at night.
I guess, yeah, right. Well, don't steal it, I guess. But there was that one, actually, that one Lake Michigan pirate.
Yeah.
He did, in fact, steal a lot of wood. That's actually,
what was his name? That was
Dan
Dan
Seavey.
Seavey. Yeah, and he opened up his bordello on a ship.
Effectively, because law ended at water's edge. So he was like, just like a whole lot of people, they would take their ship offshore, and it was a brothel.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's how they got away with that. Good times. But yeah, he stole a lot of timber.
Which is why he went to a ship.
Yeah. If you have drawn your bow and shot your arrow at a more righteous man than yourself, it is a sin against the gods. Hear, oh my son. I mean, that's just a repetition of the other thing, basically.
No.
Here, oh my son.
No. It's a sin or it's a bad thing to turn a bow against someone that's more righteous.
Yeah.
So it does have an interesting. It's just repeated again
Somebody
after a
less
little.
righteous than you, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my son, borrow grain and wheat that you may eat your fill and provide for your children with you. Do not take a heavy loan from an evil man, and if you take a loan at all, give yourself no peace until you have repaid it. A loan is pleasant. A textual break. A loan is pleasant as blank, but paying it back is a houseful. So it's nice getting the stuff, but paying it back sucks. I suppose you should do it, but it does suck.
But you gotta pay it back.
Yeah,
Pay it back quickly.
And here is another textual break, of course.
And all you people with your debts that you aren't paying in full, Ahiqar would be pissed off at you.
Yep.
So the only part that we have of this text right now is blank it with your ears.
Blanket.
So
Blanket.
So hear it with your ears, perhaps.
Okay.
Or
No, I think you should blanket.
it
Blanket
has-
with your ears.
okay. So the beginning is lost. Cowley cautiously restores all that thou hearest. Thou mayest try by the ears. Ginsburg has, my son, hearken not with thine ears to a lying man. Both are paleographically unlikely. So for truthfulness renders a man admirable, but lying speech makes him repulsive. At first, the throne is comfortable for the liar, but in the end, his lies will overtake him, and they will spit in his face. I mean, that makes sense. Although I would say if you're a good enough liar, you don't leave loose ends, and it won't come back to bite you in the ass.
It depends
That's a
on
lie.
what
You're a
lies
liar.
It
you
does
tell.
depend on the lie, yeah.
You're gonna get bit for saying that because you lied right now. So
But yeah,
I bit you already. Bad lie.
a whole bunch of lies do add up, and they will eventually bite you in the ass.
Lawrence is speaking from personal experience.
Yeah, man. When I was young, Dude, I lied so fucking much.
Did it work?
I mean, a lot of the time, yeah. But like, how are you supposed to, like, when a kid discovers that they're able to just tell falsehoods and it can get them out of like a lot of situations?
It's like, wow, I didn't know I could do this.
Right?
This is amazing.
Right? Like that's just how it is. And then eventually you're like, gosh, I should stop fucking lying. The liar should have his throat cut.
Oh,
Oh,
not off or
see, Lawrence.
Now this
message to all Lawrences out there.
here's the parallel to that. The liar should have his throat cut like a temple virgin who exposes her face, like a man who does evil, contrary to the will of the gods. So those are all on the same thing for this author. They're all on the same level.
Yeah, and they
they
all deserve death.
Yep, their throat has got to be cut, apparently. So, temple virgins who expose their face, liars, and sinners in general.
Great.
So yeah, that's there's some wisdom for you.
Isn't that wise?
So, the wisest. Do not despise that which is your lot, nor covet some great thing which is withheld from you. I mean, I partially agree with that.
Yeah, Lawrence. Don't despise your lot. If you have to live on a dung heap outside the city, there's no reason for
festering.
you. Yeah.
So, yeah, there's no reason you should be like, upset about that. There's no reason that you shouldn't like your circumstances, whatever they may be. All right, but
Exactly.
I'll finish off
be
this
happy.
one line here. Do not amass wealth lest you pervert your heart. I mean, yes and no. Wealth can easily corrupt people.
But it can also stop you from starving to death.
Well, yeah, that too. Like, obviously, have enough to feed yourself. But I mean, I think at a point, if you have like trillions of dollars or something, you probably don't really need that much money. I don't think
Might be
anyone
like,
really.
There could be other people who could use this amount of money
Right,
within
yeah.
their lifetime. That wasn't just me.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of using all this on me, I could let other people have it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like that's the thing. Like, money has the power to corrupt. But also, if you're a philanthropist, yeah, amass a whole bunch of wealth and give it away, and it won't corrupt you because you're giving it away.
Yep.
It totally depends
Just-
on your upbringing, really.
It does, yeah. Just
Well,
like Mr. Beast.
I mean, if you're brought up to be totally wicked and cruel, then what would count as being a corruption of that,
You know what? That's a good point.
right? Like, you could get wealthy.
It's not the money. The money's not the
Yeah.
problem there. Yeah.
You could be totally nice after getting the money, and that would be a corruption of your cruel and wicked nature.
That is true. That's a good point.
If you're enjoying the stream so far, give us a like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, neighbors, etc. Whoever takes no pride in his father's and his mother's name, may Shamash not shine on him, for he is an evil man. My distress is my own
Wow.
fault. Before whom will I be found innocent? My own son spied out of my house. What shall I say to strangers? He was a false witness against me. Who then will declare me innocent? My poisoner came from my own house. Before whom can I press my complaint?
Well, at least this fits into the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it totally fits in.
as opposed to the other things. So,
Yeah. Do not reveal your secrets before your friends, lest your reputation with them be ruined.
Oh, no, not my secrets. You guys are going to hate me when you know all the secrets. I don't have any.
the good
What
thing
the
we
fuck?
don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe nobody cares about most of those
we
things.
we
That's honest.
care
That's
so much. With one who is more exalted than yourself, do not pick a quarrel. With one who is nobler and stronger than yourself, do not ... For he will take from your portion and add to his own.
Yeah, don't do that one thing, and that won't happen.
Yeah.
Whatever that may be.
Yeah. ... Just so is a little man who contends with a great one.
At a disadvantage?
Do not remove wisdom from yourself, lest ... Do not be overly foolish, lest ...
Wow.
Be extinguished.
Okay, you know what? I got nothing.
Yeah.
There's so little there. I got nothing.
It'd be nice.
Yeah,
But
one
no.
time, Lawrence had lunch. ...
It was ...
And then ...
So the moral of the story
Sad.
is...
...
Do not be too sweet, lest you be swallowed. Do not be too bitter, lest you be spat out. If you wish to be exalted, my son, humble yourself before Shamash, who humbles the exalted and exalts the humble. How can human lips curse what the gods have not cursed? It is better to master wisdom than ... yourself. Do not let...
Yeah, ... yourself.
This gets really broken over these next few
But
lines.
I do want to point out the last thing that was there about don't be too sweet unless you're swallowed, or don't be so bitter that you're not spat out.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I
Yeah.
like that, actually.
And the how can human lips curse what the gods have not cursed is a reconstruction, largely conjectural. It's based on Numbers 23:8a. So,
Yeah, I guess I'll pull
There
that
you
up. Numbers 23:8.
yes, 23:8.
Okay. Leviticus, Numbers 23:8. How can I curse whom God has not cursed? How can I denounce whom the Lord has not denounced?
Yeah. Okay, so a lot of broken lines here, so let's get through these. It is better to master wisdom than ... yourself. Do not let him/it love ... Who can heal them but one with whom El is ... My hands ... My mouth ... May El twist the mouth of the treacherous and tear out his tongue. May good eyes be not dimmed. May good ears not be stopped. And may a good mouth love the truth and speak it.
Wow, there is so much that we've just lost
so
there.
little.
Yeah.
Wow. We can't even say much about it because it's mostly lost.
Yeah. So, nothing to say there.
Yeah, nothing.
A man of fine character and a happy disposition is like a mighty city which is built on a hill. If a man is not under the care of the gods, then how can he guard himself against his inner wickedness?
Introspection?
Mm-hmm.
I guess in order to be introspective, you need the care of the gods, according to Ahiqar.
Of course. You couldn't possibly
One-
do it on your own.
One
No.
cannot simply do this on their own. Are you kidding? Come on.
You can't better yourself on your own.
No.
This is where all that
Time
AA
to
stuff
think
comes
about what you did and how people thought and how that affects your world around. You can't do that. That's impossible.
Not
No.
possible.
from. This is for this forms the basis for AA, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. ... But as for him with whom El is not, who would accept his oath?
Yeah, really wish Wish we knew what the first part said there.
And man. And the peoples pass through them and do not leave them, and their hearts are ...
Nice.
The saying as a whole is unintelligible.
Great. Okay.
No one knows what is in the heart of another, and when the good man sees the wicked man, let him beware.
Beware!
Beware.
He shall not accompany him on the road, nor shall he become his employer. Thus shall the good man act toward the wicked one.
So, I mean, yeah, I guess good people shouldn't work for bad people. Okay, fine. Yeah.
The saying, much of which has to be restored conjecturally, is a rather diffuse and rambling warning against associating with persons of bad character.
Great. Okay, thanks.
The bramble sent a message to the pomegranate as follows. Dear pomegranate, what good are all your thorns to him who touches your fruit? The pomegranate replied to the bramble, you're nothing but thorns to him who touches you.
No you.
Yeah. Literally no you. It is best to support a righteous man. All who clash with him are laid low. The city of the wicked will be swept away in the day of storm, and its gates will fall into ruin, for the spoil of the wicked shall perish.
What I'm not getting about this text is why are like the fables mixed in with the sayings so weirdly?
Yeah, like they just got dropped in.
Yeah.
Like this was just out of nowhere, and then it's gone.
Maybe it was like actually much more fragmentary. Like this, what we have is a fragmentary recollection of fragments of sayings of Ahiqar.
Right.
Yeah. My eyes, which I lifted up upon you, and my heart, which I gave you in wisdom, you have despised, and have brought my name into disrepute. If a wicked man grasps the fringe of your garments, leave it in his hand, then appeal to Shamash. He will take what is his, and will give it to you. Establish me, O El, as a righteous man with you, to ...
Great.
My enemies will die, but not by my sword. I left you in the shelter of the cedar, and ... You have abandoned your friends and have honored my enemies, ... Pity a man who does not know what he wants. The wise man speaks for the opening of his mouth, ... Unintelligible.
I also pity the fool. He doesn't know what he wants, right? That's the person that he's pitying.
Yeah. A few isolated words can be made out. The moth fell, and in the evening, noble, into a house of bronze or of a serpent. The moth fell.
Okay.
Yeah. My soul does not know the path. Therefore, ... Hunger makes the bitter sweet, and thirst makes the sour palatable. Let the angry man gorge himself on bread, and the wrathful get drunk on wine.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, drink up, dude.
Unintelligible.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than dots.
Yep.
Yeah, there's gonna be more of that.
Just says like opening parenthesis, unintelligible, ending parentheses.
Yeah.
Yep. One drew his bow,
And this is like if you look on there, it should show you like the lines right next to it that are unintelligible. So that's like multiple lines that they're just like, we have no idea what this is even supposed to say.
Yeah. One drew his bow and shot his arrow, but it did not ... If your master entrusts you with water to keep and you are not trustworthy with it, how can he leave gold in your hand? ... And he does not ... Come near to me, and let him not say to you, go away from me.
Okay.
Man, this is like I get that it's a broken text. I get that
we could just be watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force. You know, it's a bunch of unrelated words and phrases with imagery.
Yeah, we may as well be watching that. Yeah, this okay, so the thing is, before, when there were just a few, we could like try to, fill in the gap between them.
Wait. Next line is unintelligible.
Great. So we could try to fill in the gap between those other textual breaks because there weren't really that many of them. But there are a lot in this specific portion.
Yeah.
And the further we go into the text, the more textual breaks there are, and the less we actually know what they're talking about.
Yeah. A slave who has a bar on his feet or who is a thief should not be bought.
So that's their that's how they determine whether or not you should buy another person. It's like, hey, is this slave gonna steal from me? I don't want them stealing from me.
Right. Next 6 lines are unintelligible.
Great, but out of all the stuff that we were able, all the stuff that we could make out, that line on its own.
We could have an unintelligible shirt.
It's the one.
A shirt that's unintelligible. It's just gibberish.
It's a bad idea, but you're welcome.
A man said one day to the wild ass, "Let me ride on you, and I will provide for you." The wild ass replied,
I say that a lot.
Wow. The wild ass replied, "Keep your care and fodder. I want nothing to do with your riding." You hear that a lot, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
The issue is fodder versus freedom. The onager, or wild ass, is proverbially an untamable beast. Yes. Yeah. Between skin and my sandal, may no pebble get into my foot.
Yeah, I really hate when that happens.
That is annoying, yeah.
Super annoying.
Unintelligible. Let not the rich man say, "In my riches I am glorious." Do not show an Arab the sea or a Sidonian the steppe, for their occupations are different.
Yeah, I guess.
He who treads wine is the one who should taste it, and ... he shall guard it. Unintelligible. The end.
The end. Yep. That's basically that's all we got for you.
So, final thoughts on the sayings of Ahiqar.
Well, I thought ... and ... you know, with some things ...
Yeah.
And done.
You know, what there isn't that good, or is just bad.
We
and
were re-informed about the bird being the word. I enjoyed that.
Yes, I will give it a 1 out of 10
for the
the bird being the word.
For the sayings.
I think it was funny.
But Ahiqar overall.
See, I'd give it more. I'd maybe give it because it was so interspersed and stuff. It was kind of ridiculous. I'd probably give it like a 3 or a 4.
I was gonna give it a 3.
Yeah.
But only because
probably a 3.
It's so poorly transcribed, or what's left of it so scant.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I actually thought parts of it were humorous. I'm obviously, don't beat your kids, blah blah blah. But otherwise, it was pretty funny.
Yeah. So, Ahiqar as a whole, I don't know if these two things should be combined into one thing.
Yeah, I don't think so. There are parts of the sayings
that are vaguely related to the story.
Yeah. Although I really wish. No, we're not going to read it in Latin. I really wish that part of the we had more stuff to go along with those animal fables, because they were interspersed throughout,
and they were short.
They were very short. They would abruptly end.
We never really got a satisfying conclusion to most of them.
Yeah. The first one, like, it's just a very, very short story. It's just 2-sentence story that it pretty much explicitly tells you the lesson.
I'm just going to say that I'm very disappointed in Ahiqar in this book. Like, they talk about other reconstructions of things that are left as fragmentary in here.
But since they're like multiple like endings and stuff like that and multiple readings, the scholars would be like, we have to go with what is more likely original.
Right.
So they wouldn't include it. They would just tell you.
They just choose nothing.
Yes.
Yeah,
I feel like that's an honest way of doing it.
Instead of turning it into a fiction, choose your own adventure.
Yeah, but
kind of ending.
You can still totally do that while making it readable, right? Like, you can just have the note, the footnote, on the reconstructed line, and then have it linked to the footnote that says, like,
We sort of had that.
this is reconstruction. Yeah, we had a few that were like that, but they chose not to do so in other places.
Yeah. I guess for the like I guess that's true.
That's why your own Ahiqar section is one of our things we'd like from our friends.
Yeah, the Ahiqar fan fiction that you guys are totally going to be writing and sending into MilwaukeeAtheists@gmail.com.
Yeah, the ones that you totally will be doing.
Yeah, you can feel free to include restored sayings of Ahiqar.
Yeah, you could
were
do that.
Incomplete here.
I do. I did enjoy the like if you're sweet, you're swallowed. If you're bitter, you're spat out kind of thing. Because that's like that's there. There's actually a good lesson there.
Yeah,
actually a good one. If you're too nice of a person, then like you could be like used. People will use that kindness against you.
And if you're a dick,
they're not going to want anything to do with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's actually a good lesson. But I'm currently looking. I was looking over here for the shirt ideas, the list of shirt ideas.
And it is nice that they at least say not to buy some people as slaves.
Wow.
That is true. Listen,
unlike the Bible, where
no. The Bible has certain people that you can't.
Racially based. Like,
and there was. I think there is a way to. Oh no, that's indentured servitude. Never mind. But it's no. Then I guess you have the. No, that one's not really it either. Okay. But yeah, I guess. Racially wise.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm currently looking for lists for shirt ideas. I'm sure. They're here.
We'll go over that after the show.
We should. We should talk about it after the show.
But moreover, before the end of the show,
how did you feel about the narrative portion though?
The narrative portion was fine. It was just
solid.
The planning was not great.
The plan was horrible.
The character motivations were unclear.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what the point was.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a clear message.
But there weren't as many incomplete parts.
Right.
For sure.
Except for no
parts
ending
that
at
we
all.
cared about at the end, yeah.
No ending. Half of it's missing.
Yeah. So what are we going to read next? There's a lot of options. Well,
we have this one too.
That's listed right here.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. We could read Third Enoch.
Whoa!
Why don't we read Third Enoch? In fact, yes, we're reading Third Enoch.
All right.
I've announced it.
You've made the decision to read Third Enoch, and I flipped right to it. That's perfect.
My executive decision is that we're reading Third Enoch.
Okay, great. We can do that.
And I have another version of that right here.
That is true. You do.
The Books of Enoch, complete edition, which is not complete, as we saw from the version of Second Enoch that was much longer in the Old Testament pseudepigrapha. So
that,
great
and
job.
I think it's the thing is that one is based off of a very old, off of like almost the 100-year-old work, done by Charles R.H. Charles.
Mm-hmm.
So it is it is very outdated, actually. Wow. But yeah, here's
this next one is going to be the Hebrew Book of Enoch.
Yeah, here we go.
A book of Enoch that's actually written in Hebrew, guys.
Shout out to Enoch. Been a while.
And let's see.
By Rabbi Ishmael ben Elisha, the high priest.
Well, we'll talk about that. Yeah, I think this is the book where we get more stuff about Metatron too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. So I'll leave this right here, where it should be. Okay. So that's what we're going to be covering next week. And of course, on Sunday, we will be
continuing with Matthew.
Yep, continuing with Matthew, and I have to remember to bring the next commentary.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I will do that.
Imagine showing up on
without the
Sunday
commentary.
and not having the commentary.
Yeah, right? Oh, no. Whatever shall we do with one less commentary?
It'd be bad.
Yeah, right. Well, it wouldn't be as good, but it would, yeah, we'd probably be
You
okay.
would bring shame to all of your ancestors.
Apparently, which I am totally fine with.
Well, that makes you a wicked person.
That is true,
according
it
to
does.
Ahiqar.
That is true. But yeah, so we're gonna figure out a shirt for Landon and all of you guys too, obviously. But Landon did win the thing, and every time Landon wins a shirt, we gotta make a new one. So that's just how it goes here. By the way, yeah, we got the Sunday show. I did do quite a bit of work on the Suffering Servant.
Oh,
So-
about time.
Yeah, right. Actually, being on winter break really helped with that
You've legitimately been talking about this for like
a long time.
over a year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I knew it was going to be a long project anyways because it was a big topic. But yeah, the fact that I was actually able to work on it a lot during winter break was nice.
Yeah.
It was very difficult to get anything done for it during the semester. It was a really stressful semester, guys.
Yeah.
But luckily it's over.
Well, speaking of T-shirts, you know, our guy's coming back. February's coming up,
That's
and you know
right.
what that means. You got to get your special lady a Rod of God Valentine's shirt. Isn't that amazing? Woo!
Or your special guy. That's
yeah, that
thing you
too.
could have.
Loves
yeah.
pink.
Yep.
Yeah, it
That
looks
guy.
nice. So yeah, we got the shirt. We got Patreon.
Yeah.
You could if you are a $10 patron or more, you get entered into a monthly
T-shirt
giveaway.
giveaway
And-
where you could win this Rod of God Valentine's shirt.
You could do that,
Free
yeah.
request.
Or you could win another one. Totally up to you.
Yeah.
Let's see. We also have an Amazon wish list.
Actually, have we ever sent Landon a Rod of God Valentine's
I
shirt?
think we have, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure. I'll ask him just to make sure.
Yeah. Well, Amazon wish list full of books. You can send us books. We'll read the books. We'll have the books on the table. They're books. Books are so great. There's lots of pages in them. They're made of paper. The paper's made of wood.
Ink is needed.
Ink. Sometimes leather.
Either way,
Lots of things go into books.
lots of books on there. And listen, if you get them, we'll read them. They might be on the show, or they could be used as sources for future videos. So you're investing in your own knowledge and your own entertainment. Let's see what else we got. We got Facebook and Twitter. Free to follow us on those platforms.
And we've got MilwaukeeAtheists@gmail.com.
Where you can send your Lawrence diss tracks. I'm
and
Lawrence,
your
please diss me.
research.
Your Ahiqar fanfic.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And your Ahiqar fanfiction, that too.
Yep. And that's pretty much it. What are you guys still doing here? Come on, it's Friday. Go do something.
Yeah, what are you doing? All right, either way, thanks for joining us. Do all the stuff it says on the screen here.
Yeah.
And
we'll
we will
see you on Sunday
and then Friday.